I know far more about the situation with Lil TJ and Playboy Max than I should. Honestly, I'm a little too old for this shit, but I keep seeing it. And because I know about it, I got to comment on it.
You can't say that.
Sir, you can't
Is he
say that.
allowed to say
I'll
that?
say it louder. If you're not caught up, let me catch you up real quick. There's a streamer, Playboy Max. He has some people over. I believe he initially invited 5-Year-Old Foreign, the rapper from New York. 5-Year-Old Foreign brings another rapper, Lil TJ. They pull up to the stream. At some point during the stream, there are guys smoking in the house. Playboy Max says, hey, can you guys not smoke in the house? I appreciate it. If you want to smoke, somebody can show you out into the backyard so you can smoke out there. The guys continue to smoke. After a second warning, they continue to smoke. Hey, can you guys stop smoking? I appreciate it. If you want to smoke, smoke outside. Long story short is they don't stop smoking. Instead, they decide to leave, which is the appropriate action. If you're in a place and you don't feel like you want to conform to the rules, you shouldn't feel obligated to stay there. You should absolutely leave and go somewhere where the actions that you want to perform are welcome and aligned with the establishment. But that is not an Airbnb. If you pull up to somebody's Airbnb and they're like, hey, you're doing this thing, it's not really cool, can you stop? If it's a reasonable request, then any person with logic and sense would be like, all right, I'm maybe wilding out a little bit. I'm not talking about somebody just telling you what to do, like, yo, get the fuck off the game, or go sit over there. You can't sit over here. It's not like everybody's eating over here and they send you to the little kids table trying to big bro you or whatever. That's not the situation. You're in a house and you're smoking. There's going to be fire alarms and all this stuff going on. And when a person is turning in the Airbnb, it might smell like smoke and it might get charged for. So the polite thing to do when somebody asks you to stop smoking in the house is just not smoke in the house. They didn't ask you not to smoke. They didn't tell you, hey, you can't smoke around me or anything like that. They just said, hey, you know, I'm renting the Airbnb. It's not really my place. This is somebody else's domain. Can you smoke outside? But for whatever reason, we live in a society where people feel like you shouldn't tell me anything. No matter what authority you think you have for renting an Airbnb or being the person responsible for the Airbnb, don't say anything to me. Just let me do whatever the fuck I want to do, no matter how outrageous it is. Not to say that smoking is outrageous, but me asking you not to smoke in the house and you continuing to smoke in the house is outrageous. What's even more outlandish is the backlash. You had the girl Asian Doll. She used to date King Von. She comes out and says, hey, if you don't want rappers smoking, then you shouldn't invite them around. If you go to a restaurant, are you smoking inside of the restaurant? No. Why? Because you have respect for the establishment and the business owner. You have respect for the fact that you can't just do everything that you want to do just because you feel like doing it. But as you can probably infer, those guys don't have respect for Playboy Max. That's why they're smoking, even though he asked them not to. They're smoking because they're like, yo, fuck what you got to say. And you don't have no authority to tell me if I can or can't do it, regardless of the fact that you are the person responsible for the Airbnb. Then you had Lil TJ come back and say, yo, it already smelled like weed in there. Let's think for a second. Let's use our actual brain. Playboy Max said, if you want to smoke, smoke outside. Could it be that somebody that was in the vicinity smoked outside, the smell is in their clothes, and now they're back in the house? For whatever reason, the dude don't have two brain cells to rub together to reach this logical conclusion. Additionally, Lil TJ's talking about some, yeah, I would have smacked him if I wasn't on stream. Come on, man. What? You gonna smack the dude for respectfully asking you to smoke outside? Either smoke outside or do what you did and just leave. Because that's a perfectly reasonable reaction if you don't want to follow the rules of the place that you're at. You could just go, what you did, and I commend you guys for doing that, instead of starting the scene. And it's not really my situation, to be honest with you, so I don't have no dog in the fight. I'm just saying out of respect, out of basic human decency, which he don't seem to have, to me. I actually had a situation similar to this back in 2017. Me and one of my homeboys, we were going up to Canada, up to Toronto, and we decided to rent a car. They asked us to put it down the deposit because we weren't 25 at the time, but he didn't have the extra money to put down the deposit. So I put it on my card. They had a $300 hold or deposit on it. As soon as we hit the road, the dude starts smoking. I'm like, yo, you can't smoke in here because when we turn it back in, there's going to be a charge and they're going to hold my $300. He said, I didn't have it at the time, but if they charge us, I will pay the money. Okay, problem solved, because my issue was having to pay the money. For Playboy Max, the issue is not the money, it's the principle. I'm responsible for this place and I'm asking you not to smoke inside. Just smoke outside with everybody else. But you feel so entitled that you're going to smoke on the stream inside even after I asked you 3 times to stop. So yeah, just go ahead and leave. We don't even have to have all of this back and forth. And this is the problem that people talk about with a lot of the younger generation. Them being disrespectful. Them not wanting to have any boundaries or any rules or listen to anybody. If you like the video, like the video. Subscribe to me back here for the next conversation. And if you have thoughts, if you think Lil TJ took it too far saying he's going to smack him, or you think Plaque Max was trying to little bro him by telling him not smoke inside, let the world know. This is the place for discourse. Till next time. Peace.